So we're in a river today that has trout and steelhead both. So you can throw trouty flies, you can throw, your traditional summer flies, or you can throw a mix. Picking a rod size, if you go in here to target trout, you know what's going to happen. If you're throwing our 10-foot 4-weight, you know what's going to happen. This is bigger water. I've caught a steelhead on the 10-foot 4-weight, much smaller water than this. This is not where you want to be throwing the 10-foot 4 where there's steelhead. Just because if you hook one, you're going to be disappointed because it's going to kick your butt and the chances of landing it are super low. So we play around here, and this week we've been throwing the 5-weight, the 6-weight, and the 7-weight. Right now I'm using the 7-weight. Like I said, I'm using T8, our D2 tip, and 6 foot of T8, 2 feet of floating. I have a small, basically, sculpin on the end of it. Trouty, yet steelheady. We've been playing with colors. Right now it's a bright sunny day. It's super warm, and looking for that steelhead that's looking for trout stuff. And you get tugged because there's trout in here too, and you'll catch some trout in the meantime. And so kind of picking out something that's gonna, this particular run is a pretty big wide run. You can cast as far as you want to cast, and there could be steelhead basically 20 feet in front of you to all the way to the far bank. So it's a great place. This is a great run just to cast in, yet it's super long, so you can spend a lot of time here. You could break it down. You can start with one tip and a bigger fly, and then go a lighter tip and a smaller fly, and follow it back through, or your buddy can follow it back through and fish completely different fish, different angle of attack. You miss these ones, he comes behind you and picks your pocket because he's fishing a little bigger tip and a bigger fly, and that's just what the fish is looking for. But right now I put on something trouty because you might as well try to catch everything you can if we're looking for fish. And as most summer steelheading is not like we're going to put up a 20 fish day swinging flies. That's just not going to happen. So we're searching. So everyone's got something different on. I'm fishing a really drab color, and James with me is fishing a little bit brighter color, but not super loud, not hot pinks. Just kind of stay the brighter colors, but in the drab brights, if that makes sense. Just tone down of your winter stuff, shrink the size down. Don't go hot pink, super loud. Not saying it won't work, but typically these fish, especially in these conditions, are gonna be spooky of that kind of stuff. So just tone your colors down. And we talked about it on the way out here, and actually I'll bring James into this again because he's got flies on his dash, and a lot of his flies, he's like, oh, those have been sitting there too long and they're bleached out. And the first thing I told him was I kind of like them. Like, we can't do anything with that because we can't buy that material that's bleached out like that. And he and I don't have the patience to lay material out in the sun for weeks at a time before we tie a fly. So it's like picking through flies that are they were winter flies that were bright, and now they're drabbed out, and they actually look really cool. So if you have more patience than us, lay some material out, lay some marabou out, lay some of your feathers out, and just let the sun bleach them, and you'll get these. Even a hot pink will come out, and it'll just be this washed out pink, and it'll be something no one else has. Don't do 1 or 2 feathers though, because then you can't duplicate it. So, but the patience is there. You got to wait for bright sunny days and just let it sit there and just bake, and that's the patience that we don't have. But that's kind of the color patterns that we're looking for. And the same thing, if you go into a fly shop and you pick through material, every once in a while you'll find old material, and you're like, what's that color? And you flip it over, and the front is really faded out and the back's bright pink. Well, that's just the neon lights faded out, and people are like, oh, that's junk. Well, actually, some of that could be your best material that you can use for summer run stuff. Just like I said, it just knocks that brightness down a little bit, and that seems to be what they like. They want that more natural appeal, yet still on the steelheady side.